Welcome all. Today we are going to discuss the topic that is in continuation with the last or previous video lesson, that is two stack pointer operations we have discussed in the previous lecture: push operation and pop operation. Today we are going to discuss the further instructions available in the data transfer instruction types. We are in the third chapter of microcontroller programming subject, C18 curriculum of electronics and instrumentation branch, fourth semester subject. Now moving on to the topic, that is the instruction. Next instruction is XCH A comma RN. XCH, exchange, you can pronounce it as exchange A comma RN. This instruction exchange data bytes between register RN and A. It will exchange the data. It will not just copy the data from one register to another register. It will exchange the data between these two registers. Note, all exchanges are internal to 8051 and with the register A only. See, this is the condition for this instruction, that is all exchanges are internal to 8051, and that means only internal data exchange is possible, and with the register A only, that is accumulator register only, we have to use here. The operation, if you see, the contents of accumulator register are transformed or exchanged with the contents of RN register. RN means nth register, we can say generalized register from R0 to R7 we can use for this operation. Example, a simple example we can understand it clearly. Initially assume accumulator as 20H as the data for the contents and register R5. Let us take a register R5, it has the contents 45H. Then after executing the instruction XCH A comma R5, the accumulator will have the contents 45H and the register R5 will have the contents 20H, and we can represent it in a table form, that is H A comma R5, the instruction. Before execution we have the accumulator has the contents 20H and R5 has the content 45H, and after execution what happens, the contents of these both registers will be exchanged, that is A will have 45H and R5 will have 20H. Moving on to the next instruction, same exchange instruction, but here instead of register RN we have used direct address. XCH A comma direct, exchange the content of direct address which is 8-bit with the accumulator. The operation you can represent as contents of A are exchanged with contents of whatever the direct address it is representing. Example, XCH A comma 30H. The contents of 30H, address of internal RAM and accumulator are exchanged. The contents of 30H, that is the address that is we mentioned in the example, address of internal RAM and accumulator are exchanged. And we can simply draw a table, that is the assignment for you. An example, XCH A comma 35H and the direct address 35H, assume some contents in it, and A accumulator has some contents in it. Before execution and after execution, please draw a table and represent it. Next instruction, 26th instruction in this data transfer type, XCH A comma @RI, @RI, indirect address. First we have seen XCH A comma RN, that is register type, and next XCH A comma direct addressing, and XCH A comma @RI, that is indirect addressing. This instruction exchanges the contents of internal RAM location whose address is stored either in RI and accumulator. RI means internal register. Generally we have to use only R0 and R1. If you represent RI, if you can remember from our previous video lessons, right, RN means common register. We can represent R0 to R7, but RI means R internal. We should use only R0 and R1 only. So the operation, if you see the double parenthesis on RI, see the indirect addressing, that means first RI has some contents that will be represented as the address of the required contents. So the double parenthesis on RI side, and symbol, see the double arrow symbol, because it is an exchange operation. Accumulator contents will be exchanged with this indirect address of RI, and that contents will be exchanged with the accumulator. Let us take an example, XCH A comma @R0, or you can write XCH A comma @R1 also, and the table form is your assignment. Next instruction, XCHD, exchange the lower nibble, that is lower 4 bits in accumulator, and lower nibble of contents of address in register RI. Same 26th and 27, but have the difference here, only the nibbles, lower nibbles only will be exchanged, but in case of previous instruction, total 8 bits will be exchanged. So XCHD, the note, the upper nibbles remain unexchanged. See, only the lower nibbles of these both registers will be exchanged, but the upper nibbles will be remain unchanged. Example, RI means you can write R0. So here is the table XCHD A comma R0. Before execution, let us take R0 have 50H, and the 50H address is represents 9CH data, and the accumulator has 42, assume. And after execution, what will happen? The A, in which the lower nibble is 2, the accumulator, the lower nibble is 2, and again in the 9CH data, the lower nibble is C. So both will be exchanged, and after execution, what will happen? The 50H address has the 92H. See, the lower nibbles are exchanged, C and 2, the lower nibbles of the required data. Please follow. C in the 50H address and 2 in the accumulator, both are the lower nibbles, so they will be exchanged, and the upper nibbles, that is 9 and 4, they remain unexchanged. So after execution, it will become 50H will become 92H, and accumulator will become 4CH. Understand? So this is the exchange D, lower nibble. So with this we completed data transfer type of instructions, and the other types remain there, and we will see in the coming lesson. Now write a program in mnemonics to illustrate the applications of these data copy instructions. So till now we have discussed around 27 to 28 of data transfer instructions. So when we use them in the program only, then we can understand it. We will get practice, right? So take an example. Write a program, load accumulator register B, register R0 with 99H. Please understand the question first. You need to write a program, assembly language program, that is to load the accumulator, that is A register and register B register and register R0. Three registers are there, and we should load these three registers with the same content, that is 99H. We are at liberty to use any type of addressing modes, because he didn't mention particular addressing mode has to be used only. Okay, in the question he didn't mention any particular addressing mode, so we can use at our liberty. So I'm going with this textbook answer. See, this is the actual format how we have to write a program. To the left side of this table we have first memory address, where this opcode will be stored. The memory address, let us assume the memory address in this particular 8051 is starting from 0000. Actually, in the practical lab sessions, you can see the starting address of this program, maybe 6000H or 6050H, 7000H is also possible. The memory before that 6000H all are used for the internal applications of the 8051 or some programs also. So let us take in this particular application we use memory address starting from 0000H. The opcode and it's followed by the hexacode, and comment. How this opcode is used, what we will do when we write this instruction. Generally sorry for the interruption. Generally we need only the opcode column and the comment section. We can no need to write this memory address and hex code, but if you write it then you will understand it very well. If you don't write these memory address and hex code also, only opcode, if you write opcode in the coding section during the lab session or in the examination also, it will work. Okay, so the first what we have to 99H is the data here. In the question, write a program to load accumulator register B and register R0 with the 99H. So 99H is the data. It has to be stored in these three registers. So I should use move data type of instructions. So mov space a comma hash 99H. Remember, hash is used for the immediate addressing mode. As the 99H is the data, it should be directly sent to the accumulator register. So that's why I have written here move a comma hash 99H. And next instruction is the B register has to be loaded with the same 99H. So we can write move B comma hash 99H or move B comma A. Move B comma A, that means get the data 99H into the register B. Next, the same data has to be moved on to the R0. Move R0 comma A, because in the accumulator itself we have sent the 99H data in the first instruction cell. So the second instruction move B comma A will be executed after this first instruction execution, and after the first instruction the A register, that means accumulator, will contain the data 99H, so which will move on to the B register. And in the third register also, third instruction also move R0 comma A. Before this execution the accumulator will have the 99H and B will have the 99H, and after this third instruction move R0 comma A, again the 99H will be copied onto the R0. So after this execution the program has to be halted, the execution has to be stopped. Then we use stop the execution of this program, that is here sjump. Here we can see this sjump why it is used, and here, and both why we have written two here words in this instruction. So we can say here is a label sorry, here is a label because here followed by colon symbol. Then after that I have written sjump mnemonic, sjump, sjmp, short jump, where it has to be jumped to the here itself, that means to the label on the same instructions. So the cursor, so the execution of the microcontroller will remain in the same line until exiting of this program. So this is a simple program which contains typically 3 lines only, because the 19H data has to be transformed to the 3 registers, that is A comma B comma R0. Next instruction, next program, write a program to transfer the data at the RAM locations. At the RAM locations, you can copy the question, don't see the answer in this slide. Write a program to transfer the data at the RAM locations 45H, 46H, 47H into the registers R3, R4 and R5 respectively. Write the question. Please everybody write the question, don't write the answers. The question will have many answers, many different types of coding is also possible. We have different types of addressing modes. The same logic can be executed and written in with a different code also. So which is optimum, which will require lesser memory, that we will choose generally for writing the program. In this question, write a program to transfer the data at the RAM locations into the registers. So we have given 3 locations, 3 addresses. It is not the data, it is not the contents we have given in this question. Compared to the first question, that is 99, which is the data is given, but here the internal RAM locations, that is the addresses are given. So that we have to identify while understanding the question, while reading the question, what has been given, what we have to do, how we have to do, how we have to write, which instruction we have to use, which addressing mode. If there is any specific addressing mode mentioned in the question, then we have to use that addressing mode only. I'll give you 3 minutes to think about the question and write the answer. Try to write the program by yourself without looking at this slide. Please try to answer questions. Second question, write only the coding, that is opcode. No need to write this address and hex code. If you write them also, it is very understandable and good practice. Achha, we didn't discuss that memory address. What is memory address and hex code? Hex code is the instruction code, because we have 111 instructions. So every instruction will have a certain hex code. memory address to the left side generally is a address where this opcode will be stored, and after this first instruction move a comma hash 99h, there is some memory address 0001 which is left empty. Actually this is a 2-byte instruction, that way the first byte that is 001, 0000 is first byte and 0001 is second byte. Is both the bytes are used for the move a comma hash 99h. This is a 2-byte instruction, and followed by move b comma a or comma a, which are both are single byte instructions, so they have been used for uh, single address only, single memory address only. And after that we have used this here jump here. This instruction will take 2 bytes, so this is a 2-byte instruction, that's why 0004 and 0005 both address locations are used for this storing of instruction. And to the right side hex code is the instruction code number, you can say, so that is mentioned with this hex code. To the right side the comment, see what it will do, the output, what it will perform while execution. Load the accumulator with 99h, get the data 99h into register B, get the data 99h into register or not, stop the execution of the program. So such that you can write the same second program like this. I will give you 3 minutes to write. Please everybody try to write the program, though it may be wrong or you may commit the mistakes, but not to worry, because it is the starting of the writing of programs. You at least try. I hope everyone has at least attempted this question. Now look at the screen, read the question first. Write a program to transfer the data at the RAM location. So we have given the locations, that is addresses 45, 46 and 47H into the registers R3, R4, R5 respectively. That means 45H addresses contents have to be moved onto this R3 register, and 46H addresses contents has to be moved onto the R4, and again 47 to R5. That is respectively means like that. First one goes to the first one, second one goes to second, third has to be goes to the third register. Now see the opcode. Directly I am reading the opcode. So move R0 comma hash 45H. You may get confused why he used hash 45H, or forget the first instruction. That is right only, it's not wrong. But see the second instruction, move a comma at the rate R0. Move a comma at the rate R0. If you use the R0 instruction and it with the at the rate symbol, so what it will do, the R0 contains some contents which will be pointed to the address of the required contents. So in this instruction, second instruction, if you use move a comma at the rate R0, R0 has some contents. R0 has some content, that is the contents here are the 45H, because the first instruction we have written move R0 comma hash 45H. The 45H address which contains the contents of the required contents which are moved on to R3. The question, 45H contents has to be moved on to R3, but we cannot directly move these contents into R3, because do you have any instruction move R3 comma, what do you have to use, R3 comma 45H, move R3 comma 45H, or move Rn comma direct. See if you have that instruction or not. Move Rn comma direct. We have move direct comma Rn. We have move direct comma Rn, but yes, same instruction move Rn comma direct. What it will do? The direct addresses contents will be moved on to the contents of Rn. Yes, we can simply use this move R3 comma 42H. But why in this instruction he used? Because in the question he didn't mention which type of addressing mode he has to use. The programmer here wants to use more number of addressing mode, different addressing mode he may experience, so that's why he may use this. But we can directly write move R3 comma 45H. 45H contains the data. 45H contains some data which will be moved on to the R3. Then we can write move R4 comma 46H, move R5 comma 47H. That's it. Instead of the direct writing and completing this program in 3 steps only, the programmer in this example use the accumulator and see 1 2 3 4 fourth instruction, that is INC R0, increment R0. After that again 6th instruction, 5 6 7 instruction, increment R0, because he used R0 as the reference register here. Because in this question you may be asked about 3 registers only, but in the next or coming programs you may be asked to write move a block of data. So it may be 100 bytes are also possible. Then we need to write 100 instructions move R3 comma 45H, R4, R5, R6, R7 up to again it has to be repeated. So instead of writing those all direct instructions, 100 instructions, we can use loops. You are all aware of these loops. The for loop in the C programs, it's like that. Here also we can use a reference register is used to point the first register, first address. Then we can keep on increment this reference register, and again we can use that for loop instruction in this 8051. Then we can complete the entire program within 4 to 5 or max 10 lines itself, instead of writing 100 of instructions. So that is the difference. We know we can write the program in using two logics, but which logic is best? Which one use lesser memory? Which one will be understood by everyone? And which one is optimum? So this lesser memory and more execution, faster execution. So that as a programmer we have to take into consideration. So this is an example where we can directly write the 3 instructions only. Instead of writing these 10 instructions, we need only 3 registers has to be passed on to the 3 addresses, or 3 addresses contents has to be moved on to the 3 registers. We can use directly 3 instructions only. If you write those 3 instructions, it's well and good. If any of you have followed this method, it is excellent. Because we may directly think the direct instruction, but if we don't have the direct instruction, then we should use other instruction and other addressing modes also. Next, the third and fourth programs contains the external memory and an array. See, the fourth program move an array or block of data set to the another location. So these you can practice at home. Up to 5 programs, 3, 4, 5 programs. Just write the questions. Third question, it is a homework for you. Write a program to transfer the data at the external RAM location 4500H, 4501H, 4502H into the registers R0, R1 and R2 respectively. I'm repeating the question. Write a program to transfer the data at the external RAM locations 4500H, 4501H, 4502H into the registers R0, R1 and R2 respectively. External, see the question, it is external address, so we need to use external data transfer instructions. MOVEX type of instructions. Use those type of instructions and try to write the program. And the next program, write the question. Write a program to move an array of data from one location to another location of internal RAM. Write a program to move an array of data from one location to another location of internal RAM. See, in this question he didn't mention the block size, that means how many data blocks has to be moved, and the location also, starting address of the location. The question he didn't mention, so it is up to us. We can assume the block size and the starting address also, starting address and ending address also we can assume. It is our liberty. The fifth question is, write a program to move an array of data from external memory location to internal RAM locations. move a block of data from external memory location to internal RAM location. In this question also he didn't mention any starting address, ending address or block size also. So it is our liberty. So with that we have successfully completed the data transfer type of instructions. If you remember the topic, classification of instructions, the first one is data transfer type and the second one is arithmetic group of instructions. So today's second topic, we may get only the introduction of this topic today because we have less time. So moving on to the topic, explain the function of arithmetic group of instruction and effect of flags. See the first arithmetic group of instruction classification. We have different types of arithmetic functions, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, increment and decrement. So for these arithmetic instructions we have different types of mnemonics to be used. That is, for the addition we have add C. For subtraction we have sub B. For multiplication we have mul. For division we have div. And for the increment we have inc, increment. And for the decrement we have dec, decrement. Instruction or decrement mnemonics. These are the mnemonics to use in that instruction, to execute that instruction. So see the introduction. This group of instructions perform arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, increment, decrement and decimal adjustment operations on the 8-bit data present in registers or in memory location. So this group of instructions perform arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, increment, decrement, decimal adjustment operations on the 8-bit data present in registers or in memory locations. All the additions are done with the accumulator register, A register. Capital A means here accumulator register as the destination of the result. See, addition means 2 data bytes will be added, so there will be result, right? That result has to be stored somewhere. That somewhere is nothing but this accumulator register. And third point, add, subtract, increment, decrement instructions use one of the 4 addressing modes each. That means register, immediate, direct and indirect. Add, subtract, increment, decrement instruction use one of the 4 addressing modes. Any of these 4 addressing modes it will use. It is register, immediate, direct and indirect. There are 2 sets of addition instructions, add without carry and add with carry. See, add comma add C. Those are add without carry one and add with carry one instruction. There is only one set of subtract with borrow, subtract without borrow can be done in 2 steps, CLRC and then SBBB. SUBB is not BBB. See, for the subtraction we have only one instruction, sub B. So what happens if we want to use, that is same as with carry instruction add C and whatever without borrow, that means they can complete it in 2 steps, that is CLRC, clear C, clear the carry. Yes, the same borrow is carry or represented with a single register, that is C. If you clear the C, there is no borrow, then use the same subtract SUB B, subtract with borrow As the barrow is clear, as the barrow is cleared, then we can use the sub B instruction. Now we have only 5 minutes left for this class, so instead of going into the new topic, just revise and recap what we have today. Today's class is started with this instruction, 24th instruction, that is the exchange the data between accumulator and RN register. XCH is the mnemonic, A for accumulator, RN is the end register, common register. We can use from R0 to R7, and the operation is contents of accumulator and contents of RN register are exchange. See the double arrow. In the example we have seen XCH A comma R5, that is before and after execution we have seen, and the internal exchanges are must be with the accumulator only. In the second instruction XCH A comma direct, so that way we have seen only XCH A comma A comma A comma. So internal exchanges are with only accumulator register. The second instruction is XCH A comma direct addressing mode instructions. Same with an example, and I have given it as assignment. And XCH A comma @RI indirect addressing mode, and XCHD A comma @RI, same indirect addressing mode, but with mnemonics. It's a little bit different from XCH, that is XCHD. The lower nibbles are exchanged and the higher nibbles are unexchanged. They remain same, and you can clearly understand with a good example given in this slide. Next we have moved on to the programs, the simple programs to write using these instructions given by the questions. And we have seen the first and second questions, but the third and fourth, fifth are given as assignments to enhance your programming skills and remembering skills of these instructions. Please try at home and come to the next class with the written program. Next we have moved on to the second topic of today's lesson, that is arithmetic group of instructions. These are the second type of instructions in the classification of instructions topic. Arithmetic we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and increment and decrement, and corresponding mnemonics are also mentioned below this tree diagram, that is add C, subtract B, multiplication mul, and division for div, and increment for INC, and decrement for DEC. And these group of instructions perform on 8-bit data present in registers, and all the additions are done with the accumulator and the destination the result. Addition, subtraction, increment, decrement you can use in different addressing modes: register, immediate, direct, and indirect. Two sets of addition instructions, add and add C, but for subtract only sub B only, because we can use the other instruction with two instructions, that is clear C and followed by subtract B. So with this we have successfully completed today's topics. You have to go through a quick revision of this all data transfer instructions before attempting the third, fourth, and fifth questions I have given you as assignment for the tomorrow's class. Because when you go through the all available instructions only, then you can have an idea which instruction has to be used, what it will do, what is the output after this instruction is executed, where it will be stored, what happens after this execution is performed. So next step, first you have to draw a logic diagram. Actually the what do you call it is a diagram. Flow diagram. Yes, flow diagram will be a graphical representation of the flow of the program that you have to draw first before attempting the program. because the flow diagram will be drawn after understanding what you have to do, that in which inputs you have to take, from where it has to be stored, and from where we have to get the inputs. What is the first instruction we have to, what is the second instruction, what is the logic it has to be it has to be done, and what is the condition it has to be tested, and where the outputs are to be stored, and what is the required, that is the what is asked in this question, where you have to store the final result, and after that how we have to end the program. That means the final instruction, that is halting of the instruction, that is here s jump here like of instruction. So if you write clearly the flow diagram, then we have understood the entire question and the logic also, and what we have to do, it is also be mentioned in this flow diagram. Then afterwards we can try writing each and every instruction following this flow diagram without any syntax errors and logical errors also can follow simply. So like that you can attempt these three questions, but the drawing of flow diagram is compulsory for starting of this questions. Afterwards, after going into the chapters, in-depth knowledge you can acquire, and you can simply start writing these programs without any drawing of these flow diagrams. That will come to you automatically. Okay, that is by practice you can simply get rid of this flow diagram. So I hope you have understood this data transfer type of instruction. Please attend the three programs I have given you as assignments. With this I am closing today's session. Thank you one and all.